So let's play with the scores a little bit. So the match manager is going to be responsible for also updating scores with well, we can basically either do this either on the deathmatch or on the duel. Yeah, okay, let's do this on the deathmatch. So let's say on our network print we're also going to be keeping track of everyone, how many kills everyone has done. So let's say kills. Alternatively, you can keep a list of actually how many kills you have, list of the players killed, if you want to keep track of all this data. Okay, we can just say kills in this case. And depending on the match type, you can also say that if you reach that amount of kills, or if your team has reached that amount of kills, then you can finish the game. So let's say on the deathmatch, we will add a new score that if you reach like 20 kills, you end the game. Which means we have our match rules. Let's see, we have a player died. Then when somebody dies, we already have this comes from master, and okay, so see, this sends it all to the clients. Then if it's the master rules, player died. Okay, then let's create a void. Well, actually we're already here, so we can say target player dot kills. That's deaths actually. This is the player is dead. We need to know who killed that player, however. So let's split this into, let's pass another string. Let's say killed by. Same with this. Let's see. Then when we die, this is actually shooting. We already have the recast bullet. We already have the owner. So from the owner we can get the network ID. Okay. Then we have that. Kill by. Okay. So we're going to get the, well, the safe way to do this is let the master say that this player has added one kill. So we will say RPC clients player added score. I'm going to say score, or let's say player increment score. String player ID. So if this is the master is going to be responsible for sending the increment score for the player. Now, however, we could just say we need to pass also on the abstract void of this, we need to pass the kill by. Let's see it here. But yeah, as I was saying, we need to let the match rules decide if we are going to be sending a score, an increment of the score, when the player when somebody dies. That is because when you're playing capture the flag, for example, or something similar to that, let's say capture the flag, then you don't gain score when you actually kill somebody. You only gain score when you, well, capture the flag. Okay, so we'll do the same thing. Target player, get player ID, and we're going to be saying player ID or target player dot kills plus plus. Let's rename this to score, and that will be it for this. So no, that's the battle royale death. We want this. Let's just put to do over here. So then on our duel match, let's fix this one. Okay, then on the deathmatch, let's add this as well. Okay, let's see then. So on the duel of the match, we're going to say handle end of round. We're going to do, well, we can just say over here dot send player increment score killed by. Then the rest will take place. Because we know this is a duel, every time you just kill, the score now will also show on this screen. So on deathmatch, on player has died, we're also going to be doing that. Send player increment score killed by. Here's the thing, however. This happens on one thing we need to change is this happens on the master. Okay, so it's not an RPC, it's from master to master. Then this will happen on the clients. On the clients, I'm going to say if is master, return this RPC. We don't need to change that on the RPC, on the clients. So if it's the master, actually don't do that, because we're already going to be doing this here. Because this is from master to master, that means I can send the RPC to everyone else that the score has increased. Then on the deathmatch, I can check if we can actually return the network print of this player. And we can say, in this case, just for the deathmatch, it will be the same, or somewhat the same if we were doing team deathmatch or something else. So network print in player or target player, and we can say if target player dot score is greater or equals some value, which we can just assign over here. Let's say 10. Then this ends the game. Otherwise, you spawn the position. Otherwise, do the same thing we're doing on the duel. We pretty much say, well, we kind of want to end the match actually. So we say handle end of round, but instead of handle end of round, we need to play the final replay. So let's just say public void match has ended. Let's check one thing. Match has ended, and on the end we have a start new round. So we need to separate this. Can we do it? Yeah, we need to set up a delegate. Start new round. We'll do void start new round string What's with the local player though? The local player, we already have access to him, don't we? Okay, let's split this up. So we'll do delegate, public delegate void. On replay finished, what's going to happen? So on finish, invoke. Okay, then start new round. We can just have this as a method. Public void start new round. Maybe this can just be called inside. Yeah, I think we can just call this inside the dual. But first I'd like to keep a way to get the local network print. So let's go on our player dictionary. We will say network print local player, then public network print local player, get return local player. Then for if local player is null, for players dictionary dot, actually we just need to do a for each over here, for each network print in players dictionary dot values, if p dot is local, local player equals p. Okay, so down here let's see what we need to finish. First of all, we need to be passing the on replay finished in the end of round, and this is handled end of round though as well, so maybe we need to force this to say disable inputs. Okay, disable inputs on finish, then start new round. This will also be in the case for that. This can actually also be yeah, well, that's why we need this. So let's write it on the dual first, dual match. So pre-match setup, not pre-match setup, we have our player is dead. Okay, then we will do start coroutine dot handle start replay. We need to set this as public, handle replay, and start new round. We can actually copy this because we have access to the start match from outside. Okay, so let's bring the dual match over here just to see. So we have start coroutine handle replay. On the handle replay we need to have an on finish, which we will use void on finish replay, yeah, and we kinda need the access to the match manager, however, so I guess on the delegate itself we can pass the match manager. And in this case we already have the match manager. let's see, on replay finish, on finish, invoke this. Okay, so on finish, match manager dot, let's say we finish our, well, we can just say start match. It's false. Or we can say start new round after this has finished. Let's say while not local player replay has finished, we do nothing. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Handle replay, you're going on to, let's see one thing over here, what this actually does. This just goes, yeah, this just goes on the local player and plays and start playing the replay. So that's not called on finish, that's called replay started. Okay, so on replay started. Then replay started, then on the dual match, on finish replay, we still need to be checking if that replay has finished, and then that will mean we will need another, you know what, let's call this, let's rename this to match manager callback, because I kind of want to use the same callback for this. This is not a start new round, then this needs to be match manager callback. What's going to happen once this routine finishes? I'm going to do an invoke, of course, and now the local player yeah, we need to pass this. Now the local player is, of course, from the variable we have here. Okay, so I don't need to assign it like we were doing this before. So what that means, let's call this monitor replay or handle replay. We already have a handle replay, so let's maybe call this, let's change this name actually to start replay and then handle replay, or I guess monitor replay status will be correct as well. We could just do no, actually that's just correct. So monitor replay status, then on your dual match, on finished replay, you'll start the start replay method, but I'm going to say that why not treat it like, if you start the replay, you probably will want to know when it's over as well. So I think maybe this is redundant. So let's say change that. Let's do the callback entirely. So play replay, start replay or whatever, monitor replay, handle replay, whatever you want to call it that. So why not start replay? Okay, then on the dual match, start replay, on finish replay, then or m dot start match as false. Now one thing I would like to check though is this, the start match should happen after 2 seconds. Okay, I think that will do it. To test this, we need to check, we need to switch back to dual. Okay, save that. Let's see, we have one compiler error, send player is dead. Yeah, that's the debug death, but and yeah, kill by, we have no other, so we'll just send the same. Oh, we could probably, yeah, what we don't know who killed us. Also, who killed us will play into account, so if you want to actually showcase the other player's replay, we will be using that ID as well. Let's see, it's probably going to compile sometime soon. So let's test this. It might help if we actually have also, you know, what type of match shows in the splash screen at the beginning. It might also help if Unity didn't freeze every time we hit play. But that's the new version for you. That's what I get for wanting the dark theme, to be honest. Not on me. So let's see. We should kill him and we should get the replay. And the start of the new round. Perfect. Yeah, so that worked fine. So let's add then on the splash screen, let's enable it. Let's find our canvas. Let's see, canvas, game UI. Then we have game UI where we just use that. We have the versus screen. We have the versus UI manager. Okay, so we have player name, position, and wins. Let's open this. And I think we can already do this, but let's see where we're loading the players. We're loading them when we're creating controllers. Okay. Load player, load network print. So on the network print, we assign round wins. Okay. So let's change that to score. Instead of round wins, so basically that means we don't really need the round wins. We just can leave off the score. So that actually takes care of most of what I needed to do. But let's finish with creating the match rules. Okay, let's hit play. Yeah, anytime now. So let's try do that. Let's kill it. Let's kill him. Okay, there's a replay. Obviously, if you want to remove the replay, I'm sure you know what to do. So I'm not going to bother covering that. Okay, there we go. 1 versus 0. Let's kill it. Again, and let's do it just to see what. Okay, so apparently we're playing the replay 2 times now. Okay, let's fix that first then. I think that's because we do not check if the replay is finished, or maybe we're killing the player. So let's say add network frame RPC. No, we need to check what happens. I think it might have to do with this actually. On start replay, we assign the replay, so replay frames and replay frames RPC are going to be cleared. In this case, not the network frames. And this gets called when we create the actual controller. Okay. When we create the actual controller, we probably need to also reset the network frames and the network frames RPC then. So that was kind of correct, but I guess we forgot to also do that for the replay frames. Then load network frame. When you start the replay, when you handle the replay index, if it's greater than 1, then replay has finished. Is playing replay is false. Play replay is false. Controller is moving equals false. So when you're playing the replay, you don't have any more, then you don't have any other predictions. Prediction then just does the correct thing. Okay, that works fine. But then on the match manager, client battle royale death, then start on the replay. Start replay, we wait for the local player, because now this is useless now. Oh, that actually might have been it. We could just say local player is active controller, is active FPS controller equals false. It could have been that, where we were maybe changing this. Okay, we don't need that. Then start replay and invoke. Then on start replay, what are we doing? We're getting the range from the network frames. The network frames RPC. Okay, I actually don't know where it was that, but I know for a fact that we need to be in here to play the replay. So let's add debug.log start replay, and we will see how many times we're actually going to get it. I think the second time we play the replay, or we initiate the replay, is when we actually have it played twice. So we need to kind of see why that is happening. Okay, so that's one. Yeah, that's for me, restarting the recorder. Let's actually make the replay frames we keep much less. We don't really need all of them. Okay, so that starts again. So let's clear this up. Starts once. Then after we kill him, let's see what's going to happen. Well, now it worked fine. That's weird. Let's try and replicate it, but we might have fixed it. It could have been that. So that's the second time. Well, I think we fixed it. Yeah, we fixed it. So we're free now to work with the rest then. That is perfect. So let's say on 3 kills, we finish the match. We of course going to go on to the duel match, and then on player increment score, we then of course disable inputs, we start replay, and then on finish replay. On finish replay then, if okay, let's say one thing. Well, actually, we're going to check if the network player we sent, the target player we have, if player dot score is greater or equals to 3, we finish the game. Otherwise, we finish on finish replay. Let's rename this to start new round, and let's have another method that will do void finish match. Perfect. As you can see, this gets stupidly simple at this point. Like, I'm sure you can see how much you can modify this. Then let's do public void finish match. What's going to happen there? Then we can have a new coroutine that shows the end screen or something, so that you won, you lost, something like that. I'll just do an enumerator here where we will say start match, or yeah, let's call this finish match routine. And just wait for like 2 seconds or 1 second. In this case, we'll find later what actually is going to happen. Just for now, we're simply going to call on the network manager. We have a load game scene. So I'm pretty much going to clear up all the references now. So we're going to have public void load debrief scene of the match, that is, and public void load menu scene. In both of these cases, we're going to be using the load game scene, and this will be debrief, and this will be main menu, something like that. So right now we don't have a debrief scene. We're going to have to add that later. So on the match manager, we're simply going to say start routine, just do network manager singleton load menu scene. Okay, save that. Let's wait. It takes a little bit of time. I think I might just change the resolution to something smaller, because this takes a stupid amount of time to load every time. So, okay. Well, actually, we need to check the build settings. And of course it will have freeze, because why wouldn't it? And you can see that we have, this is wrong, this is really wrong, so it's not going to throw us to the main menu scene. So let's unload all that when we can unload that. Well, let me just pause. So let's set replay frames to 50. I'd say maybe even less. I changed the names to main menu debrief. Of course, use the names you're using over there. Let's give this a shot. So obviously the resolution now is crap because I am at 6040 by 360, and that's just for me. I think I might have to get a capture card or something, because this is really getting annoying. So that's the one scene. That's round one. Round two. Well, it kind of has a charm that it's this low poly. That's part two. So let's take a look with round three, and it should bring us back to main menu afterwards. We do not have any splash screens. We do not have anything in here. I think we first should show the splash screen that you won, you lost, something like that, and then move back to the main menu scene. But I think we now just end it, and nothing actually happened. So let's go on the dual match, start coroutine, start replay. Yeah, we have nothing in here, that's why. Finish match routine, then load menu scene, okay. And you know what? We've seen that all of these are working fine, so let's change those times a little bit just for our own sake, because waiting all those seconds to start a match, to start all of that, is a little bit annoying. Let's say start match, how many seconds we have that given to. Start match, pre-match setup, okay, start match. Yeah, okay, whatever, let's test this out. But the real work is, you'll see in a bit, notice that we have the match manager. Then I'm going to select the match manager and the network ping here. Okay, those are our constant game objects. So when I start killing this guy, first of all, and when we go to the main menu scene, the problem is that we're still going to have both the same manager and our previous network prints. So, back to the main menu now, probably. What happens here? Come on. We forgot to save, I guess. You then finish match routine. Damn it. Well, anyway, you know what? Since we know what's actually happening, we could just say score to 1. Then when you are going on the, or before we go to the match manager, we're going to have to destroy all the references, both for the network prints and the match manager. So to do that, let's say whenever we add, whenever we register a network print, first of all, we're actually going to be saying network print .game.transform .parent under this transform. So we parent this under the match manager. Then I know when the match has finished, when I say load main menu, and then when I say don't destroy or load this dot, actually I want to destroy this dot game object, I know I'm actually deleting everything that has to do with the match. That includes the match manager, and that also includes the network prints. Because we have disconnected now from the room, we have left the room, we don't really need any other references or any network print or whatever. So we're destroying this game object. However, we need to mitigate the data to the debrief scene. Okay, so we can show things, we can add experience, we can add all score points, everything we have to do with that. We have to mitigate all that data. We have to do this later, of course, because we do not have a debrief scene right now. Save that. Okay, then let's go and kill him. And we should see that we should be able to just see that we do not have. Okay, so let's see what this error is. We're missing the network manager. Yeah, we're missing the network manager onto the, because we start from the start scene. We're missing this, but this can easily be fixed. Static network manager, and we can say if singleton equals null, we can do a get first of all, and we will do if network manager is null, then if network manager is null, then network manager. So if network manager is null the first time you assign this, then create game object instanced network manager, then add on that component, add on the new game object, add the component of network manager. Then let's say, let's force it to be connected. Well, actually we don't need to force it, we could just say network manager is connected equals true. Okay, this is just for debug purposes, so we can actually load back to the game menu. Close that. Now all of these are kind of important, obviously, to have, because now we're working with the architecture. So it will save us a lot of headaches in the future. Perfect. So we still don't get the main menu much. So why that is? Why is that? What are you doing? That's weird. Player score, start replay, finish match, is active FPS. I don't actually know what's happening. We are kind of lost somewhere in here, so let's put a breakpoint to this and attach it. Let's start over again. Let's also put a lot more breakpoints. For example, let's put a breakpoint in here. Well, we know this place because it's the finish match. Let's put a breakpoint in here. Let's get inside this finish match routine, where from the load manager, load main menu, on the singleton is connected. Then yeah, these are wrong actually. That's what it's wrong. These are coroutines, and we use them as simple methods. That's what was off. My bad. It's been a long day, and tomorrow is another one. Okay. Let's hit play. Perfect. There we go. We're loading. Ignore the music. And yeah, that's it. So what's important to know here is that we are actually free of interfaces. So interfaces of objects that has to do with our match. So if I say play again, we do have the problem that we do not have the mouse, however, so we should force, whenever you're going into the main menu manager on start, we need to say the cursor lock state will always be none, and the cursor will always be visible. Save that. Okay, so last thing we're going to try today is to actually just do a full loop. So we're going to go from here, We are in the main menu, as we can see. Then I'm going to click play, and we are in the game scene. But we don't have any cameras. Why is that? We have an error. But Unity has freezed, so I don't know what that error is. I can see there is a problem on our network print. We do not have a reference. Yeah, anyway, you know what? I'm going to end the video here because I have to really restart my PC because it's like the 5th time Unity has freezed. So that's it for this part. At least we're going to fix the errors we see here when we come back. So as always, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and if you like to see more stuff, more videos, more series, more of everything, then consider supporting my Patreon so we can keep making all of these nice things we're making. I'll see you next time.